Mister, hurry up! Paradise is waiting on the other side of this door!
What's up, artists and art enjoyers? There's one thing almost all mangakas struggle with. No matter how excited we are to create and put our ideas into practice, there's this one dark thought that comes to mind. Why am I doing this? I should just stop and save myself from embarrassment. Even if we don't think it's true, this thought will always be in the back of our minds. Now, I may not be the best person to talk about this, seeing as though I've scrapped at least 10 mangas between now and last year. But this manga feels different. I've never felt so sure of me finishing a manga recently. When I was a kid, around 6 years old, I completed my first chapter book. I felt so accomplished and shared it with everyone I knew. Everyone loved it and wanted to read more of my stories. This sparked something in me, to create something that brings so many people joy. Just one person would encourage me to keep going. But as I grew older, I lost that passion. I still appreciated the compliments, but I felt numb to it because I wasn't writing for fun anymore. I was writing to appeal to my audience. I was asked repeatedly when I was finished with the new book, or if I was taking a break, why was I not writing anymore? It brought a little bit of stress on me and caused me to develop perfectionism on my work. I always thought my art wasn't as good as it should be, but now my writing is well. Due to this, I was drained from my drive to keep moving forward with projects. I would think of new ideas and stop at the slightest doubt that I had. This cycle continued until one day I had no more ideas. My mind was completely empty. I filled my time with video games and TV, only writing or drawing for school assignments. If it weren't for quarantine, I don't think I'd have ever went back to my childhood obsessions. I believe a year or so into quarantine, I became bored with the things I had in my room. So when shopping, I bought a little sketch pad. It wasn't very good, but it was the start of a new beginning for me. I only drew about 3 or so drawings in it before I bought an actual sketchbook. Maybe once I finish it, I'll give you a sketchbook tour. Show you my growth over the past year. But anyway, by the first page, I wanted to make a manga. I didn't have a clue what I wanted it to be about, just that I wanted to make one. That story lasted 2 panels. It would have continued if I knew how to draw the second main character. But maybe that is a good thing, seeing as though it was out of a whim. My next idea was one that had a lot more thinking to it. But this story only lasted 1 page. It had tons of backstory in the back of my mind and tons of characters. The only problem was the rising action. I couldn't think of one. This cycle also continued of me thinking of stories and making characters, but no actual story progress. Until I thought of a story that would break this never-ending rotation. This story was known as Revenge. It was a foolproof idea. I had most of it planned out, beginning, middle, and end. I even finished a few pages of it before I stopped. You're probably wondering, why didn't you finish it? Well, I had this brilliant idea to turn it into a novel instead. I thought that would be faster to make than a manga, but that ended up killing my drive on it as much. Wasn't working on every other day. I completely stopped once NaNoWriMo came along, since I wanted a new project to do the challenge with. Every project I told my brother about. Eventually, I started to tell the people I talked to about them as well. I'm not going to keep telling you about all the failed projects, but I will tell you now how I am still motivated to do this. Everyone doubts that I'll ever finish this story, it seems, and that surprisingly keeps me going. I turn the negativity into my fuel. Without it, who knows, maybe I wouldn't strive to finish this so hard. People also compliment me and ask questions on my goal for the story. I feel as though having a mixture of negative and positive comment, it helps balance the way I feel towards my work. I don't have as much forced stress from others to complete it, while I get the same warm feeling of those that love what I've already done. My goals also keep me motivated. I wish to publish this to Viz Media, maybe Saturday AM/PM, or any other Americanized publisher that is willing to take me. Either way, my goal is to get published while I'm still young and have less responsibilities. So I'm going to make as many one-shot manga stories that can turn into series as I possibly can before I reach the appropriate age to show them to publishers. Even when it seems as though a problem can't be solved, give it some time. The story I'm making right now didn't have a proper lead up until one idea went to another. Just keep working and trying. Don't forget to give yourself a break once in a while, but that break usually shouldn't be longer than a month. Even if you're not physically working on it, you should be thinking about it. Especially if this is a passionate project for you, if you love something enough, your mind will always be on it. Remember that. No matter how many times I try and quit, my heart is always yearning to go back to writing and drawing because I am an artist. My life is nothing without my art, and I must never forget that. If you are an artist, never forget it either. Life is nothing without our passions. There's the point in surviving if we're not living. Living for our happiness, our joy, and our goals. We must have something non-materialistic that keeps us going. Otherwise, once that object is gone or invaluable, our lives will be unorganized and depressing. I hope this has sparked something in at least one of you watching, if there ever is anyone watching. Take Saitama for example. He is not like the other heroes that are fighting for rankings or publicity and things such as that. He just wants to feel the thrill of an actual fight. He wants the feeling he once had when rescuing that little boy. Right now he's just a strong empty shell of a man, yearning for a flame to get ignited in him. That is why he keeps fighting, and that is why I must keep fighting as well. I don't ever want my flame to blow out again. I want my life to be filled of happy memories and no regrets for the things I was scared to do while I was young. Though it's never too late, you can't purposely wait things out when you can do something right now. That's all I've got to say, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Good night to all you beautiful people.
The attention's getting to her head. She's too pretty for her own good. Rosy cheeks and a soul that's already dead. She's too pretty for her own good. Devil's eyes mixed with lies as she tells her friends. She's too pretty for her own good. Sleepless nights for the guys who believe what she says. She's like a quirky ecstasy. She's too pretty for good. She's too pretty for good. That is your chance to be rude. Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like. Find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.